Brandon Figueroa stops Nick Ball in the 12th round. Now, of course, we've already heard about the Raps controversy, and I agree with Nick Ball's coach. There's no reason why you should wrap your hands without a member from the other guy's team present if that was already agreed upon before the fight. So that puts an asterisk, that puts a dark cloud over this victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to examine what happened from a skills perspective and let the chips fall where they may. In my opinion, Nick Ball, he showed up and he did what he always does, which is let his hands go, not be afraid to get hit, throw a million uppercuts, very offensive fighter, short and stout, you know, just coming in there to do him. Nick Ball is like a wrecking ball of a fighter, no pun intended. But he was up against the southpaw, Brandon Figueroa. And what Brandon did was a lot of the tactics that Nick Ball didn't do. For instance, when Nick Ball would try to open up and let his hands go, Brandon Figueroa didn't do like how Raymond Ford did at times, where Raymond Ford would just shell up. Figueroa actually was moving his head. And there was times where he would move his head even when Nick Ball wasn't punching. So that's anticipating the shot. That's getting yourself already in motion. They taught us in physics an object in motion wants to stay in motion. So if you're already moving, it's going to make it even easier for you to dodge punches and to continue moving your head. Nick Ball wasn't moving his head. His head was stiff the entire time. At times, he would roll his shoulder. I like how he had his rear hand up to catch shots on his chin. But it wasn't enough. I think he needed to move his head to initiate his offense. I like the fact that he was jabbing a lot as a shorter man, but he would only throw one jab at a time. Brandon would throw 1, 2, sometimes 3. And Nick Ball was head hunting. Brandon, he was, working with the whole canvas, head and body. And Brandon, although he was a taller man, he was changing levels. He would get shorter and smaller than Nick Ball at times and land body shots. So it was beautiful work by Brandon Figueroa. Nick Ball probably could win a rematch if he moves his head and he works the body. And he isn't so thirsty to land those uppercuts. I think sometimes he tries to force a lot of those uppercuts, and they're beautiful when they land, but it's not like you're knocking the guy out with them. So why waste all that energy trying to get the perfect uppercut when you could just work the jab sometime, throw a straight shot to the body, and then when the opening comes, you throw that uppercut and you shock somebody. A lot of times Nick Ball was smothering his own work, getting on the inside, and then just spamming uppercuts or throwing punches in the clinch where the shot is smothered anyway. So you're tapping them. Your glove is making contact with them, but there's no real power and accuracy and zip on those shots. So Nick Ball was smothering his own work. I think he tried to force the uppercut. But other than that, and no head movement. Other than that, he showed up. That's why I went 12 rounds. It was a competitive fight from both guys. Could have been even better had Nick Ball did a couple of the things that I mentioned. And he probably doesn't get stopped if he moves his head. Hell, he probably wins if he moves his head. Brandon Figueroa was a victor. It's a shame that Nick's team wasn't able to watch them wrap their hands because that puts a dark cloud over the whole win. Boxing sucks when people cheat because it ruins the entire performance. You no longer know how to assess a fight properly because one person cheated. I don't know if Brandon cheated or not, but this puts skepticism over the whole event. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Great knockout, great stoppage. And even the first knockdown was beautiful, the way he landed that hook right on the button, right on the chin. And the fact that Nick Ball was able to get up, that man looked like he was taking a damn nap. He was somehow able to get up to his feet and still, be able to shell up and protect himself for a short while before getting punched through the ropes. But most people, when they laid out like that, they're not getting up. So Nick Ball just showed who he is as a man. Great tenacity, great heart, great will. And Brandon Figueroa, larger man, but he showed a lot of skills as a bigger man. And he just worked a more skillful game plan than Ball, and it led to the victory. But y'all let me know what y'all think.